Hello, MonstersAbound, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires and Part 10 on Repanse de Lyonesse campaign, where we're attacking the Gould mothership with rocks. Seems fine. Question why they're using these pitiful little towers when they've got a giant floating pyramid over there, but I guess maybe they don't know how to turn it on, or they've maybe they locked themselves out. The keys. You know how it is. You have to jimmy open a window. Anyway, as is tradition, some of our trebuchets have decided to move forward because they can't see the tower, despite the fact the tower's right there. However, because we've got so many trebuchets, it's somewhat less problematic because, you know, law of averages, we've got a lot of trebuchets. That means it's fine. Good. So we're doing a lot of damage here. And eventually we will. I mean, I was hoping the tower would go down pretty quickly, but apparently my peasants are not particularly good shot. I guess the problem is it requires quite a lot of actual skill to, you know, fire one of these things, and the peasants don't probably know how to do maths, so it's probably just a case of lobbing rocks in a. Yeah, I mean, I've targeted this tower. They seem to be mostly killing the skeletons, which is not the worst thing. But it could be... Guys. Such terrible accuracy. The Blessfield trebuchet is doing better. And, I mean, again, we've got lots of trebuchets, so it's not the worst thing in the world. So it's fine. Meanwhile, we've got two armies here. Of course, Sir John leading the charge. And he has got the vow of something to do with deserts or something. Anyway, when he wins this siege, he can tick that off. He's like a Boy Scout. He needs to get his, you know, Desert Siege badge or something. Has to prove he's done a Desert Siege. So we're in the desert. This is a siege. You know, tick, job done. And we'll take down this other tower just to be on the safe side as we begin to advance our forces. We've got Henry and Donna charging up ahead. Let's take out that tower just in case, just on the off chance. A lot of skeleton archers here. I mean, these guys have taken quite a chunk of damage just from the missed trebuchet shots. So they're getting bopped. And then there goes another tower. Excellent. And now we can concentrate fire on some of these units. They've actually got quite a large army. They outnumber us. There's a lot of lads here. So we're going to make a little hole in the wall here. Just lots of... I mean, they're slightly better at hitting rocks. So that's good. Henry and Donna just finishing off the last few archers. And then they're going to come down, land in the midst of all these lads down here. There's actually the enemy general. I'm actually getting a little bit of lag. I didn't get a lag in the battle. Sometimes the replays have lag, which is weird. Okay, and the wall's down. Perfect. See Donna and Henry getting stuck in. I mean, Henry's got a hippogriff. Donna's only got a little flying horse. But to be honest, I mean, Henry's an absolute beast. I mean, look at his stats: 104 melee attack, 75 melee defense, 714 weapon strength. Holy crap! It's just absolute carnage. Our forces are advancing, and it looks like another section of wall is going to come down, and we're also going to get a lovely Comet of Cassandra, which I think is probably one of my favourite spells. I mean, it's no Amber Spear, but it really does bring the house down. The only unfortunate thing is, of course, that you don't get the kills for it, so you can't really tell how many died. But looking at the huge pile of bodies under that cloud of smoke and giant crater, I would suggest that did rather well. But we haven't. I mean, 45 kills. I reckon that killed more than 45. I'll be honest. Okay, absolute carnage going on here. We've actually got the Kemrian War Sphinx charging in as well. Henry's trying to deal with that. He's taking big chunks out of it, and Repanse is in here as well, joining in the fun. Get a Repanse. I mean, her stats are pretty good as well. You just getting chopped up, are you? I mean, they're not actually doing any damage to you, so I guess that's fine. We should probably get some friends to come in and help out. So in come the questing knights, joining the fray. Slamming in, and there's knights everywhere, skeletons everywhere. Kemrian's Wall Sphinx bounding around, but Henry is taking chunks out of it. We debuffed all of these guys with the Curse of Midnight Wind, which has reduced their melee attack quite significantly, in most cases down to 0. I mean, the Ushabti have 4. They have 4 melee attack, which is not the best. The poor Storm Vermin, question mark, are getting smashed by the enemy artillery, which is probably the most problematic thing we've got to deal with. I probably should send Henry and Donna over there to deal with it, but it's probably fine. The enemy lord is down, and we are sending battle pilgrims to climb the walls. Still trying to smash through the skeleton line. There's a lot of skeletons here. But as you see, they're starting to thin out. And they're bringing more and more units to try and keep us at bay. But we've knocked out, like, the Tomb Guard with halberds here are getting chewed up very, very quickly. Kemrian Wall Sphinx is going down slowly. It's now sad, so it's crumbling. As you can see, our battle pilgrims climbing up the walls. And once they're up on the walls, they can then come down and attack the skeleton archers from the rear. Huge piles of dead skeletons, and you can see the numbers of skeletons dropping. We've killed over 1,000 of the buggers. We just massively outclass the undead. It's just a matter of time before we break through their lines. You see, it's thinning out now. Not many left. They sent some units to attack us from the rear, some Tomb Guard there. I'm going to bring the not Plague Monks down to engage the rear of the Tomb Guard while the rest of my knights advances into the city. Breaking through. I mean, these guys are just skeletons. They are garbage. Pretty easy to smash through. There are still some units defending the gates, including some Tomb Guard and a Necrosphinx. I love the Necrosphinxes. They look amazing. Look at him. He's so good. So good. Okay, we are... I mean, the problem with the undead is that they don't run away. They just crumble. If this was a living army, these guys would be broken already. Charging straight on the Tomb Guard, waiting to receive the charge. Of course, they don't have charge resistance, which is bad news for them. As we just smash through their lines straight into the skeletons beyond. You can see already the skeleton's not very happy about being charged. And the Necrosphinx, Henry has engaged the Necrosphinx, just like, whatever, I'll take him on. But, oh, there goes Repanse, blinding everyone. Repanse is taking on the Necrosphinx. It's like, yeah, whatever, I'll take him. I'll take them all. Okay, so that's... There's a little blob of units, still some skeletons spin. Most of the units now in the city centre. You can see the numbers of skeletons dropping dramatically. We've killed almost 3/4 of them. You can see the battle pilgrims off on the wall dealing with the Tomb Guard over there. They shouldn't have too much trouble with that. A lot of these skeletons now giving off little sand farts, which means they're sad. I mean, you'd be sad if Henry jumped on you as well. Henry's up to 211 kills, which is ridiculous. I mean, Henry also makes people sad when he jumps on them because he's got the bog banner, which just makes people sadder. Including skeletons. So these skeletons are very, very sad. Our knights rushing over to knock out the last unit that's going to spin over here. So then crumbling and then pushing on towards the city centre. There is a unit of Tomb Guards with halberds. Now, obviously, these guys will have charge defense versus large. However, that only stops the charge bonus from affecting them. It doesn't stop them being, you know, horribly, brutally murdered. And as you can see, this little thin line of Tomb Guard, not really... They're sending more and more skeletons in to try and help, but it's just not going to be enough. And as army losses take effect, the entire army crumbles away, leaving us victorious. See, that was pretty easy, actually, wasn't it? That wasn't too bad. That was fine. I mean, look at some of the kills here. Oh my god. Henry, 217 kills. I mean, our knights did amazingly, but that was to be expected, really. Trebuchet's not too bad. Chivalry gained. It's, you know, it's all good. It's all good. And we can occupy. Oh, Potion of Strength, which is not the worst thing to have. Vow. Oh, John has completed his vow. And we have taken the Black Pyramid of Nagash. There we go. So that's pretty good. Indeed. Good. And we could build the Vault of Nagash. It is going to... I mean, plus 30 magic. I mean, dare we delve into Nagash's vault? Do we get our sticky fingers all over his vault's innards? It'd be silly not to, really, wouldn't it? I mean, you know, at the end of the day... not oof, yeah. Untaint. I mean, yeah. The taint is going to be a bit of a problem, but that's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's like if we capture all the settlements around it, which we can't because some of them are owned by our friends, then it might. We're getting some osmosis, so that's not the worst thing because we've got this one. We could get this one here, the Cathedral Lady. So that'll give us another 3. So we might be able to offset it a bit. But either way, good stuff. Okay, Repanse. Now, we could go Honourable and Pure. That's plus 5 Untainted. But you're not going to be here all the time. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to get more armour, melee defence and charge bonus for our questing knights. Which means our questing knights, like the fellas, now have 52 melee, at max rank, 52 melee attack, 59 melee defense, 62 weapon strength, and 73 charge bonus. I mean, holy balls. Plus, of course, 94 armor at the moment, anyway. I mean, hopefully that'll go up. And we're making a lot of money. I really need to get John back over here and get him a proper army because he could really use one. What are we going to do next, though? That's the question. So, I mean, it looks like the Border Princes are taking out the Skaven. The Bretonnians are doing very well. The Empire is struggling a little bit against the Vampires, which is interesting because I've not seen the Vampires do particularly well in this patch. So, interesting to see that. I mean, the problem is there's an inherent problem. If we look at all the people that like us, right? So we can see that obviously the Lizardmen like us, the Dwarves like us, the Elves like us, the Bretonnians like us, the Empire likes us. The number of people who don't like us is actually quite small. And this is kind of the issue with the Ordertide, in that there's just a lot more settlements that belong to the people who are likely to like us, and we're all band together. The Norsicans, right? Just because you're a Norsican doesn't mean the Orcs like you. They probably hate your fucking guts. And this is kind of where the Ordertide sort of like rolls in the fact that there's just a lot of factions that like each other on the goodie side, but on the baddie side, well, you're baddies, you hate each other. And the goodies. Evil. Evil is just a bit dense, really, isn't it? Okay, let's go full plate armor. So Henry is a little bit more tanky, because that's all good. We've got Donna. You can have the Wound Maker, I think. Yes, there we go. And Lorraine, who I keep meaning to rename. I'll do renames next time. I'll remember, don't worry. We're going to give you Wind Blast, because apparently you're just a windy lady. Just very windy. Now, is swift and divine. Well, sure. And so we've got that going up. That's fine. This victory is just one step. Okay, good to know. Let's go with the smithy here. A little bit of public order wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing. It's going to spread to the surrounding provinces anyway, and this one, I mean, obviously we won't be able to take any of this stuff, probably none of that stuff. Oh, you've got a gem mine. I'd really like a gem mine. Okay, never mind. We're going to move eastwards. Obviously, there's lots of people here who probably don't like us, and probably we can kill. I might keep John over this side, because eventually Chaos will turn up. They will turn up, and they will try and whittle all over my cornflakes, as they are wont to do. And so we're going to have someone to just try and stop them. Have you still got skill points? Oh, the rain, you've got 2 skill points. I'm sorry, I didn't realise. That's very remiss of me. Tell you what, let's have the aura of the lady. There we go. Yes, John. Johnity. Let's go basic training with you. And then Alfred. It's kind of like the Alfred to your Batman, if you will. I quite like that. And the dwellers below regrowth. There we go. Let's get some Heelys on. Like the shoes that the kids wear that I, you know, outwardly I'm like, poor kids rolling around, not like in my day, and inwardly I'm like, fucking hell, those are cool and I wish I had them. They just don't make them for grown-ups, do they? I should look into that. Okay, let's get. I guess we need to probably go untainted, because we're gonna go rootling around in Nagash's undervaults, and the amount of stuff we're going to find down there is probably all skeleton porn. Crap! Who killed Tyrannok? Where the fuck were they? Who killed them? Yeah, it's probably not important. Okay, well, won't worry about that. It's fine. These things. Yes, I do. Alfred, you're going to get Deadly Blades. Good stuff. I mean, public order here is going to be absolutely fine. So, Repanse, you're right. We're going. Let's move John back. Repanse, you're going to get in there to replenish. We're going to march John back all the way over here, because we're going to save our pennies and get the Royal Menagerie. Now, we could... Like, I'm sort of like... Do I just go full knights with Repanse? Do I just go full knights? Do I just go screw it and all the knights all the time? Is that something I want to do? I don't know. Leonard, you're going to come over. I don't really know why you're coming over here, to be honest. I've kind of... Like, there's not... I guess I should probably send you down to Lustria, but I feel like it's a long way to go now you're in the Sea of Claws. Just feels like turning around now, it's a hell of a way to go. Absolute pain in the arse. Right, Vampiric Corruption is dropping here. We're always going to have a little bit. Until we can get... we do have Grail Chapel here. Okay, that's fine. Well... I mean, you've got a few vampires there, but apparently everyone's drunk enough that it's not really a problem. You know, it's like, sure, occasionally people disappear, but you can just drink your troubles away. So that's nice. Probably, you know, look at some of that skeleton porn. All those naked skeletons, leaving nothing to the imagination. Literally nothing.
Welcome. What business have you with me?
Hello, Belenar. What do you want? Defensive Alliance. Who are you at war with? Only people we don't like. Absolutely. I'm in. I'm in, buddy. I've got you back.
There is much to discuss, I assume.
Hello, dwarves. What do you want? You want me to join your war against... I thought you'd peaced out with the dwarves. You're at war with them again? Oh, come on, guys. I'm not going to war with the dwarves. That doesn't seem like a good idea. Christs. Ugh. Okay, what do we got? So your nobles are summoned upon lush fields filled with game, a beautiful hunting ground. The local peasants say it's farmland, but the nobles do so want to hunt. Upkeep plus 20%, but charge bonus plus 20 for cavalry units. Hunt somewhere else, it'll be fine.
The lady calls me.
It'll be fine. Right, where's Numas? Numas is over there. How do we get to Numas? I mean, we're not going to declare war, but we are going to head over here ASAP. We're all healed up, so that's fine. Looks like Numas is heading south, which does mean that Numas itself is probably undefended. That's unfortunate. Okay, we can get the Royal Menagerie. Bosh. Let's do that. Nice one. Okay, and we can also get the Bretonnian fishing ports. Lovely. Look at that. We could also get some farmland. But we do have the smithy here. I mean, some defences would probably be a sensible... Like, what the fuck's this? Oh shit, I was going to do the quest battle, wasn't I? Oh, yeah, no, I remember now. Oh shit, like I said, like I'll do that next time, didn't I? I did say that. I promised. Mind you, I promised to do renames and look what's happened.
Welcome. What business have you with me?
It's your daddy again, isn't it? Oh, you're going to pay me for it? All right. And so the Order Tide rolls in once again. Tomb Kingdom's dead. I mean, the Tomb Kings are dying down so hard at the moment. I mean, I'm a little bit concerned, to be honest, because they seem to be dying very rapidly.
Justice! No. Move together.
Can we reach that in one turn? Probably. Do you have a big garrison? Nope. It's garbage. It's fine. Easy peasy. Probably should get defences here, but I think we're alright. I think we're fine.
Protector of the realm.
Okay. So, John, you're going to be... I mean, we might have to... I know people are going to complain about this. We might have to get rid of some of the trebuchets. Just one or two. I think he's just... I feel like he's good for trebuchets. I think he's probably got enough. You know? I'm, you know, could just be me, but I just think he might have enough. So we might just get rid of one or two. We probably don't need this. On the other hand, so here's the problem. Because we've got the pots and the docks, we can't get a farm and a water wheel. So it doesn't really feel like there's much point in getting just the farmland there, because we're only be able to get the first one, which isn't that useful. So we won't worry too much about that. Henry, you're going to... Oh god, you've got everything, haven't you? Have a devastating charge. Sure, there we go. Well, almost. We are moving on Numas. There's another army down here. I don't know what they're up to. If what's his face? Flappy Skink Man. Hello, Tyrion. Do you want a defensive alliance as well? Yes, you do. Good. If Flappy Skink Man loses that settlement, then we'll be kind of... we'll know where they are. Hello, you want a defensive... Okay, everyone wants a defensive alliance. Absolutely. Let's team up. Okay, right, then start confederating people. That's fine. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to take Numas, then we're going to do the quest battle. You have my word. Okay, Numas does not have much in the way of defences. We should probably take out that dickhead first. So we'll declare war. We'll move in. He'll be like, aha, but I've got friends. And I'll be like, oh, on the other hand, shall we fight them like this? Because it'll probably be easier to take them out than laying siege to them.
Now to battle for Bretonnia.
We'll just take on everyone. Why not? So enemy reinforcements coming in on our flank, which gives us the benefit of being able to, well, wreck them. So our knights and the storm vermin question mark and the sand kulits moving in to engage the reinforcements. Meanwhile, our battle pilgrims and the moist ducksling are engaging the main enemy army. Now the main enemy army is moving to reinforce the reinforcements that have come on to the battlefield. Unfortunately, it's not working out very well for them because they've been jumped almost immediately and are getting horribly crushed by our most elite units. The only slight issue being this Hierotype. Now, Hierotypes are not particularly offensive, I find. They're not a particularly dangerous unit later on, but they are very tanky. They've got pretty good melee defense for such a large unit, and their armor's not bad either, which does mean they can be quite tricky to take down. Even if they're not doing much damage, they can be quite a good sort of like defensive force in a Tomb King army. And because of that, we're actually going to pull our knights away, because I'm like, well, It's fine, doesn't matter. And also the enemy army is now approaching. They're sending some Ushabti to engage our questing knights, but the rest of our knights, having gathered up, are now charging down the hill straight towards the enemy army, straight into these skeleton spearmen. Slamming into the line all the way. Oh, it's looking pretty good. The Necrosphinx has engaged the poor D-class personnel, but that's what they're there for. To die horribly, that is. Now, I'm going to concentrate on Archer Fire on the Necrosphinx. Now, a lot of these D-class personnel are going to get filled with poop arrows, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing for them to make. The rest of our knights now moving down. You can see I could pull them out of combat, but to be honest, I think they're probably fine. Little fireball coming out there from Lorraine. I'm mostly just using the rain to debuff the enemy. There's no particular area where they're kind of like blobbed up, which I'd definitely use a Comet of Cassandora for. So it's generally fine. To be honest, this is pretty much in the bag. You can see at the back there, the Hyro Titan finally going down, thanks to Donna, who has lost his shit. Our knights, having dealt with some of the skeleton units, now moving in to help out with the rest of them. This Screaming Skull Catapult has done some damage, so we're going to send some knights to go and deal with that. Meanwhile, some other knights moving in to get some nice little rear charges on this Tomb Guard and chase off these archers who are being chased down by our battle pilgrims. And that's going to be too much for the skeletons. We're going to start fading away. Easy. Look at that.
In the name of the lady, in Bretonnia's name.
Smashed it.
The lady is watching.
I think I'll take that one as well. Oh, has Henry completed a vow? I can't even remember what vow I had. Hello. It looks like there is... Oh my god, that's a very scary Skaven army. What have you... What have you got?
You smell of fear. Should I kill count you?
No, you're alright. Thanks. It's really kind of you. You are... Oh, military allies with Clan Eshin. Lovely. Lovely. You've got 6 settlements as well. I mean, it's not the worst.
The
It's
lady calls me.
a little more than I'd like Skaven to have, but what can you do? Shall we give the... Okay, let's do this. Sure. Which means, okay, so our battle pilgrims have yet to get gold rank, but these guys do. These guys are actually pretty good. 46, 31, 38. Not bad at all. 98 armor. I mean, I won't, won't sniff at that. Let's knock down the tailors. And I think we probably want defenses here. That's my thinking. Also, a Grail Chapel, because why not? Should always have a lovely Grail Chapel. And what are we going to have? What are we going to have? So we could get Grail Knights. Oh god, no, they're expensive. We could get Questing Knights. They're pretty good, aren't they? I like the Questing Knights, so I'm going to get some of those. I'm going to get rid of some of these Battle Pilgrims because I don't. Well, you do like them. Okay, we'll get that many. I'll stick with 4 trebuchets. I think 4 is fine. We'll get a couple of those and 1 Pegasus Knight because I can't afford any more. That seems okay. Good. I could probably do with some more. I mean, more flying units in Repanse's army. Probably a good shout. We'll get Earthing as well because you are dealing with a lot with electricity and it's probably a good idea. You don't want your hair sticking up on end, do you? Okay, Qatar is just over there. The Spring of Eternal Life is currently in the hands of Talaqua, so I won't be able to grab that one. But to be honest, that's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, what I really want to... Why the fuck have you got that? Oh, that's the Elven port thing, isn't it? Because, of course, Grunty Mingle is an Elven colony. Yes, okay. I was like, what the fuck's that? Yeah, no, you usually see those in Lustria and in the Vortex campaign. Okay. I'm really happy with this army. It's looking pretty good. What quests do we have? So obviously got the Bane of the Undead. We need to move any character over there, but we're miles away. Oh, we could actually... I need to occupy the Black Tower of Aachen. Unfortunately, Tlaqua beat us to it, so probably not going to do that. I know. I was going to send Leonard down... Where the fuck is it? Quenelles is down... Where? Here? Here? I think it's here. Okay, come here. I know I've just made you sail all the way to Eringrad, but don't worry about it. Come back. It's not about pots this time, I promise. I do like a bit of regrowth. So let's go with that. I mean, John's going to be out of commission for a couple of turns, but I think that's well worth it, especially when Chaos eventually do turn up.
There is much to discuss, I assume.
Hello.
What are the proposals?
You want an aggression pact? Oh, I don't really... Oh, all right. You're just kind of down there. I don't really care that you exist. Oh, Numas is dead. Holy shit. Who killed Numas? Holy shits. The Wood Elves. Of course they did. Now, the Wood Elves don't like me.
What would your watery harlot have of the great lady of Athelloren?
Watery harlots? It's a moist bint, actually. Thank you very much. Okay, you don't like me. We could get diplomatic relations with High Elves. On the other hand, you have taken the settlement that I wanted. So I'm kind of like, what the fuck? Okay, one more turn to replenish, and then we will go and do stuff. Let's get another Pegasus Knight. A couple of Pegasus Knights is pretty good. I'm tempted to get a... No, that's good. We'll just get the Questing Knight. More Questing Knights. We can upgrade Sartosa. Let's do that. May as well. Makes sense. What's the other special building we can build here? Smithy's Tavern. Right. I mean, it's worth doing. We can probably knock down the tavern as well, because that gives more public order. So, how much is Smithy's Tavern? 4,000. Okay, 5 turns, we knock down the pub, and we'll build a Smithy's Tavern instead. No problem. And we're going to do the quest battle before I forget, because I will forget. I'm like that.
I bid you welcome and invite you to say your piece.
Say your piece. What do you want? Defensive Alliance. Nope. Because if someone wants to kill you, I'm not going to come and help. You're on your own. Suck it. Okay. Leonard, you come over here. Because I think that's the Forest of Ardennes, Bastogne. Where's the Quenelle? Is Quenelle's down? No, that's Castle Carcassonne. Where the fuck's Quenelle's? Quenelle. Forest of Ardennes. The fuck? Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Where? Right. No. Bane of the Undead. Where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. Son of a... Right, okay, it's down there. Fine. I don't know what we get for doing this. I've forgotten. It probably not very good.
Shall we?
Let's actually go and do this, because I've been meaning to do this for a couple of episodes,
For the lady.
and I keep forgetting. So let's teleport. Oh, more Tomb Kings. Good. Hadn't... Oh, and some dwarf friends. Are they going to be AI? I'll just make them AI controlled if they're not already AI controlled, because, oh god, you can't be bothered to... They'll probably be AI controlled anyway.
Apart. The lady guides us. Warriors of Lyonesse, behold! Even here, the lady watches over the brave and the righteous. The signs are clear. Just as in Coron, when we rode forth to vanquish the evil that threatened to overcome it, we must do so again. The beleaguered dwarves need our help, and now, like us, they fight against the undead horrors of this land to rid it of its taint. The lady compels us to lend our hands to this noble fight. Chevaliers, charge! These lands!
As we race to rescue our dwarven allies, because the objectives say we should. we have to save each of these armies. So we've got one army over here, one army over here, one army over here. We need to save them all, and they're quite far away. So I'm sending my knights to charge ahead of my infantry. Gonna get a lovely charge right on the... Oh, that was pretty devastating. That was pretty devastating. You see a lot of these sepulchral stalkers going down pretty hard. Okay, so one dwarf army definitely saved. Super saved, I would go as far as to say, because these skeleton archers not very happy about being charged in the rear. However, these guys over here are taking a lot of damage. In fact, I've got a warning that basically they're screwed, so I need to send help immediately. So I'm sending Repanse, Henry, Donna, and Lorraine to basically my little command group to go and save them before they get wiped out. Meanwhile, my knights are pushing forward to this other force down here because we've also got reinforcements have turned up. Oh, good. So, knights charging down to try and help out. Obviously, our main force is miles away. You know what? I quite like this. I've never done this quest battle before. Quite enjoyed it, despite the fact that I feel like it should tell you the objectives beforehand. Like, show you the map, basically go, look, you need to save these guys, because it's a bit like the, oh god, the quest battle, Nikai's quest battle. The one where you have to save the enemy lord, and he's suicidal. That quest battle's a bastard. Quest battles where you have to save AI allies, always a bit of a pain in the arse. Band's getting stuck in. I think this army is fine now that we've come in to help them. This bone giant did a lot of damage actually, but now that Henry is bopping him, looks like we're okay. Good. Our knights, on the other hand, have charged down to try and help out. They've got bogged down in combat against some skeleton spearmen. More knights moving to assist. There's just a unit of archers still peppering these dwarves with a little bit of fire. To be honest, that's not too problematic. And a Tomb King as well. Enemy lord over here is dead. That's nice. I like this little dwarven mine. Look at that. Little dwarven tracks there. That's pretty cool. I like that. Looks good. This map's good. I like it. Okay, our knights charging down against the Necropolis Knights. These guys have got halberds though, so they're going to be quite nasty against our large, obviously knights who are large. Our large knights. Oh, taking some shots from the Ushabti there. Devastating. Getting a good charge on the Tomb Guard though, who turn at the last second and get an absolute beating for it. There's just a lot of enemy infantry sort of blobbed up down here. Our knights are trying to push through the forest, but they're in the forest, which means they are taking, their stats are debuffed because they're in the forest. It's not ideal because they're large units. Basically, my peasants have now arrived to help this dwarf army, which means my command group can now race down to try and help out against the enemy reinforcements. Now, we can spot quite a lot of enemy spearmen down here. Now, obviously, they're going to be quite nasty against... Well, I say quite nasty. They'll be a little bit more problematic for our knights to deal with. So the best way of dealing with a big blob of skeletons is probably just to, like, drop a fucking comet on their head, I think. Now, obviously, my knights are a little bit close, so I might just pull them back a wee little bit, just to make sure the skeletons get, you know, a proper absolute battering. That'll do it. Those guys got wrecks. Those guys got absolutely wrecks. And Lorraine did... She got 23 kills, which is not fair, because Lorraine did a huge amount of damage. Now, that killed so many skeletons.
Get those commoners shooting their filthy foes!
Exactly. Henry, telling it like it is. Our questing knight is still battling against the Tomb Guard. They should be winning against that. Losing... Oh, no, you're losing. Okay, well, the Necropolis Knights have charged in with halberds. That's not going to be great. Our knight's charging in as well, though. It's charge and counter charge, and then some Iron Drakes lighting some fools up. The knight's taking an absolute beating. We do have peasants, but they're really slow, so I'm not going to... There's something swimming in the lake over there. The fuck is that? It looks horrible. Ugh. No matter. The Tomb Kings are slowly thinning out, and I think we've done enough to save our Dwarven allies. Just enough. I think we basically had to make sure the Dwarf Lords survived. Unfortunately, Dwarf Lords are pretty tanky. Nice little charge there on the rear of the Tomb Guard, which is finally going to push their morale below 0 and start causing them to crumble. There we go. Last few units just need to be dealt with. These Ushabti have been causing a lot of damage to our knights, and so they definitely need to go. The Necropis Knights with halberds have spotted that Lorraine is by herself and have charged after them, the absolute bastards. So they've charged. Lorraine's like, oh, better get out of dodge. So she's legging it. Repanse has spotted the problem and rushing in to let some assistance, as has Henry, and all of our questing knights charging in as well. These Necropolis Knights are now screwed. Maybe I'll surf on golden snake statues, but they ain't going to be dealing with all this many knights. Get out of here, dweebs. That was a little bit dicier than I thought it would be. I hadn't realised it would be a rush battle, but you know, it's fine. It's fine, we won. That's the main thing. And we got the Sword of Lyonesse E. And so that's going to give us enemy winds of magic starting at -10 magic resistance for local enemy armies reduction, which I don't know if that increases the damage or just reduces any resistance they have. Anyway, and also gives us the Sword of Lyonesse, which gives us a 24-second massive increase to weapon damage, armor piercing damage, and melee attacks. So very, very nice. Take that. And we've got a Vagabond as well, because I guess... why not? Why not? Okay, let's pop back in Numas. And next time we're going to be... well, John's going to be recruiting some stuff. I don't really know what I want to do. Maybe he'll just like dick about in the sea and sort of like scoop things up, do some bits and pieces over there maybe, and is going to be maybe killing some wood elves, maybe? Well, I have to wait until next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.